dimensions for the different terminologies I use when it comes to dimensions, timelines, realities. And I was thinking, we are all in our own personal dimension. Now, the reason that I can interact with other people's dimensions is because we're on the same timeline. And that creates our reality. I've been holding on to a thought that I've had for a very long time. Quite frankly, because I'm almost attacking myself. Especially with the basketball players coming out with the flat earth information and leaking flat earth and material. Because now other people are going to go investigate it and they're going to come to the conclusion, if they can handle it, that they're not on a spinning ball. I think the bigger the Mandela effect gets, the more they're going to leak flat earth. I know, it's tough for me to even say that, because I think flat earth is real. I mean, I think the Mandela effect is real, but what I'm saying is I don't think we're on a spinning ball flying through space. I think that part of the deception was, when the Mandela effect, because that's what it's termed, when quantum changes, when the observation of shifting dimensions came into effect, or they knew it was going to come into play eventually, and this was one of the ways to keep people in fear so that they may keep the power. This is just a theory, but I think it's a damn good one. So the Mandela effect is showing us that we are multidimensional beings shifting through dimensions based on our focus, intent, and what I like to call something assumed. Just not like forget about it, just assume it and go about your business. With these things, we're creating so we can shift into the timeline, dimension, reality we want. We can shift into the timeline we want. We can take our dimension and shift into that timeline. And if the elite, the powers that shouldn't be, they know about this. They don't want us to know, because when we find out, we shift away from their power. We'll shift away from the negativity. We shift into the reality that pleases us, the one we want. So what would, when something like that comes out, two things are happening. One, the people that are expecting something like this, because they've studied this stuff their whole life, they're excited, they're ready to go, they're pushing it. And there's the other people that just cannot handle it. Physical reality is not what they think. So, that's a group of people that the powers that shouldn't be have that they're going to go after. I mean, as far as keeping them in fear so that they can keep their illusionary physical reality going, where they're in power and control. And there's things I'm hearing. I'm like, oh, but they have the military and they have, well, okay, I just explained that you can change your perception and shift into another reality. Assume it, believe it, know it, assume it, and let it go. Let it go. Assume it already is and move on. Stop watching TV. If you watch TV, that's what you're going to get. I don't know how many times I've said that. And I'm guilty of some things too. I'm far from perfect, and a lot of these are just theories. But I really like this. This really seems it resonates with me really well. I am not dissing any flat Earth believers. I believe we are not on a spinning ball flying through space. I believe the Earth is malleable. It shifts. It changes. This explains the continents changing and the distance between California and New York being shorter now, and shrinking continents, rising continents. I mean, it shifts, it changes. And, we're aware of it now because of technology. This stuff's been going on throughout our entire reality. I really feel that that's true. We can have what we want, and we can shift where we want and do what we want. But I just think, I think I think there's going to be a really big Mandela effect very shortly. March and September were always like trigger dates. Seemed like they were. We're ending. This is, what we got? What's today's date? The 27th of March. So my point is, Flat Earth came out about the same time people started noticing Mandela effects. I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg. I don't know. It's very possible. I mean, Flat Earth is physical. They lied. Let's get over it. The Mandela effect is supernatural. People aren't going to be able to handle it, wrap their brain around it. And look, if you're not affected, we can't prove it to you. We could show you residual, which would just probably debunk it by saying, hey, that's what you saw, that's why you remember it. I mean, but if you're not affected by the Mandela effect, there's no way to prove it. And I do believe there are some people who have seen it and blew it off because their mind cannot handle it. It's going to get harder for them. It's a shame that there's some people that have totally blown this off without even looking into it because they just don't understand it. They need to look into it because it's going to get harder for them. And with a big shift coming up, or what I say, a big Mandela effect probably, to wake up more people, to open up more eyes. I think Flat Earth will blow up after if it's a really big Mandela effect. I really think Flat Earth will blow up.
Yeah, where have I heard that before? I'll get one later, thanks. You're the boy. Not in my house, I'm not.
Hello, all my brothers and sisters on the Flat Earth. Well, I have to tell you, I'm starting to believe in the Mandela effect. I have to. Because how the heck did we go from generation to generation to generation and not know that the earth was flat? I mean, it's in the Bible over 70 times, and I